guys! Okay, so today's video, or tonight's video again, is going to be another advice video for my advice series, and I thought it would be a little more laid back. I'm actually in my pajamas right now, and I know it's kind of lazy of me, but it's getting, like, to the nighttime, kind of, I guess. It's like 7:30 right now, but I was gonna just, like, get in my PJs and watch a movie, but I actually decided I wanted to make a video because I felt like talking, and the video I wanted to make was a change video of what I normally have been doing. I've been doing some advice videos on high school and getting through high school and all that stuff, but for this video I wanted to do a boys video, so because I was with friends this weekend and we were just talking, so I thought I would do that kind of video, and I thought it would be a change that you guys would enjoy. So basically this video is going to be like the basics of how to talk to a guy, how to approach a guy, if you like him, if you don't, just like how to get from the friend stage to the relationship or kind of like crush talking stage. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing about talking to a guy is you want to make sure that you are confident. Just be yourself, be who you are, don't be someone else, don't put on a show for them and say all these things to impress them, and then when they start to talk to you in person, they're like, what happened? Like, who is this girl? So, you know, you can, like, kind of tell the truth a little more than you normally would. What I mean by that is you can kind of add, like, icing onto the cake and kind of, you know, make your life a little more exciting, but don't lie about things. Don't add things in, like, that you do all these sports or something when you don't do any of them. Or you're this excellent student in school when you don't really do so well. I don't know. It's just like things, don't over-exaggerate about things, because when you get to talk to them in person, they may ask you those questions again, and you're going to be like, oh, shoot, what did I say last time? And it's just basically you want to be upfront with a guy, and you want to tell the truth at all times, because when you really do get into a relationship eventually, trust is, like, really important. So that is the first thing. Be really confident who you are. Don't doubt yourself. If you doubt yourself, the guy will notice. It does come out. You can tell when someone's really doubting themselves, when they're not as confident as they should be. I know confidence is hard. It's really hard if you're shy. I'm a shy kind of person, and it's hard to just go up and talk to a guy. I get it. It's like that scary, like, what if he doesn't like me? What if he thinks I'm weird? Like, how am I supposed to approach him? That kind of thing. It's hard. It's confusing. It's crazy, but trust me, we've all been there, and the thing that you're going to really understand when it's over with is the guy feels the same way about you, is that a guy doesn't want to approach you just as much as you don't want to approach him, because you both have that rejection fear, because, you know, I know we're all thinking, okay, if I go and talk to him, what if he, like, tells his friends afterwards how weird I am or something? Or he is like, why is she talking to me? But a lot of times the guy feels the same way. He wants to come up and talk to you, but he's afraid that you're just going to reject him and make him look like a loser. So basically you just need to be confident in yourself. Believe in yourself. If you like someone, then just go up and talk to them. Get it over with, because you never know what it could be if you sit there and, like, think about it all the time and you're like, oh, I wonder what it would have been if I talked to him. I wonder where we would have been now. If you keep waiting and holding off for so long, it could, you know, make you crazy. Okay, so my second point is kind of the thing that everybody hears about in high school is never do anything that you don't want to do. So basically, if you are really into this guy, you really like him, and you've talked to him a little bit, you've texted, you've talked on, you know, Facebook or whatever, and then you start to meet in person, and he's expecting a little more than just talking and just, you know, the usual. If you don't feel comfortable doing something, then you don't feel comfortable. That is how you feel, and you shouldn't be pressured to do things, and if you are, then that's not good. You need to speak up for yourself. You need to voice your opinion in those types of things. What a guy is expecting and what is not good for a guy to expect. So basically, every guy is the same no matter what. And it's not a bad thing necessarily, but all guys are expecting, you know, sex. So the thing is, I don't want to get too much into this because it's not really a big topic of my conversation, but all guys are thinking that at this time. It's normal. We're all human. Guys are at that age, and that's just how it is. But if you are talking to a guy that you really like, let's just say you're texting him or you're talking to him on Facebook or you're talking to him in person, and then finally you guys hang out one day and he's expecting a little more than you thought he was expecting, it's not a good thing for you to have to feel pressure to do anything or you to feel like you have to do something. And if a guy is pressuring you, that's basically a form of harassment. So if a guy is pressuring you to do stuff that you don't feel comfortable with, don't do it. Don't just do it because that's how you think you can get the guy or, get in good with a guy just because he can tell his friends, like, hey, this girl, like, is, like, doing this. And, your body is your body, so you really need to voice your opinion on those types of things. If you're not comfortable with something, you need to straight up tell him. And if he can't accept that, then he's not worth it. He really isn't. A relationship is about, like, you guys as people, not about all that stuff within it. A lot of times guys are just expecting that because they're too immature to understand a relationship is really, like, emotion and all that. And, yeah, I mean, I understand, like, eventually all those things go along with it, but when you're young and you're in high school and you don't feel comfortable with those things, you need to tell the guy, this is me, this is what I'm not going to do, and if you don't like me for that, then sorry. So that is my second point. You need to just make sure you are clear about what you are comfortable with and what you aren't, and never do something that you don't want to do. My third point is when you are texting a guy. So, when you're texting a guy, the things are to be kind of flirty, but never be too flirty because sometimes you might come across as, like, sometimes when you're too flirty you come across as desperate, but other times it's just you want to keep the guy with a little bit of a mystery. So, if you really like this guy and you're texting him a lot, try to keep him thinking. Don't tell him every single thing about your life, like your favorite color, your favorite book, like all that stuff. Like, you can tell him the bits and pieces, but it's good to keep things left out so when you do talk in person, you have things to talk about in your conversations, and you have a lot to talk about. I don't even know what I just said. It's really nice when you're talking to a guy to have certain things to talk about where you can relate to things, like, say you're talking about what you like to do for fun, then maybe he likes to do the same thing. You can really talk about things more so in person. And if you're just talking over text and you're just saying everything about yourself, there's really going to be nothing to talk about in person. You're going to figure it out, and you're going to hang out with him, and then you're going to be like, I don't know what to say. So a lot of times if you leave him with a mystery, it saves you from that awkward conversation in person. Okay, so another point is being available for a guy. So the thing is, you want to be available for a guy to hang out with him, but try not to be available every time he asks you. Because if you want to hang out with a guy and you tell him and you kind of like have established the fact that you guys want to hang out, you want to get together, if he's saying to you, like, hey, let's hang out, the first time's good, but if he's asking you all the time and you're available every single time, you want to, like, let him know you have friends as well, and that you have time, like, that you spend with your family, and you have time that you spend just with yourself, where you just have your lazy days. If you're always a bit available to him, and then if you guys start dating and you're always with him and you're never spending time with friends, it's not that it's unhealthy, but you want him to know that you're an independent person, yet you have time for him. So don't make yourself so available where you're spending constant days with him. Just make yourself available to a point. Make yourself known that you have your time to do other things and that he's important to you, but you need time to yourself once in a while. Okay, so another point about talking to a guy is never talk through a guy's friends. I know that's always a kind of strategy that we've used, but the thing is, if you're talking through a guy's friends, one thing it can do is embarrass him a lot, because if you're talking to his best friend and you're like, hey, I really like blah, 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 and I think it would be cool if we hung out, could you tell him I liked him? It's kind of awkward for one when you're talking through the best friend thing, for him, he might feel kind of weird talking to his friend about it. And then also, it's just really awkward in the end because if you want to do, like, if you really do want to hang out, then you're going through people, and then eventually when you have to talk to each other, you've never been to that stage. So it's kind of, it's like really weird. And a lot of times, I think when you're first starting to talk to a guy, it should be between you two and not the world. Like, you shouldn't be talking through other people all the time. It's kind of crazy, and it can get confusing, and it can just get really awkward. So that's my opinion. Okay, and so my last point about talking to a guy is kind of like two things in one. The first thing is when you are talking to a guy, make sure not to talk too much about yourself because he obviously wants to know about you. He obviously wants to hear a lot about you, but let him brag about himself a little bit. I mean, not like, you know what I mean? Like, let him talk about himself a little bit. Let him talk about his life and his friends and his interests so you get to know him as well. And also, be open to different topics of conversation. Be open to new things, like say the first date he asks you out somewhere you've never been. Try it out. Give it a try. It's always fun to try new things with someone, especially someone you like. And yeah, so that's kind of my last point. And yeah. So I hope this video helped you guys on your little talking to your crushes and guys that you may like. If you guys like these videos, let me know below or send an email. I'll leave my contact information below. And I will talk to you guys really soon. Bye!